Ladies and gentlemen, I will have a live stream tonight at around 10:15 or so p.m. Pacific tonight, so it'll be a little later, but about a couple of hours from now. But hit subscribe to this channel. This is very, very important, and it's a huge development. NBC News. Secret Service says it's aware of Hunter's iCloud hack. Then you have the National Review. Secret Service aware of Hunter's iPhone leak. Newsweek. We can go on. Everyone's talking about it now. So this is public record knowledge. Here's the reason why this is going to lead to mashed potato brains impeachment. They're going to impeach Joe Biden almost immediately after November. Okay? Republicans are going to take the House and the Senate. You have New York with a public service announcement now, preparing its citizens for, God forbid, a potential nuclear strike. And I have that segment up, and I talk about that on the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel. And I predicted everything that's taking place in the stock market and the economy in September of 2021 on this channel, on the Stock Market Crash channel, which is now the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel, and in October in the Federalist. Read the article where I literally state Democrats are pushing us towards a stock market crash, and we've seen that this year is only going to get much worse. Unfortunately, it's only going to get much worse. So hit subscribe to this channel, hit subscribe to the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel, and I will continue to do segments on the Bitcoin 10K, and unfortunately it's going to get to 10,000 or lower, and the oil prices, Bitcoin 10K, oil prices 150, Recession channel. But be here later tonight for the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to lead to impeachment. And all Republicans will do this. This is what they'll do. Okay, James Comer, the House Oversight Committee, Jim Jordan, House Judiciary Committee. You'll have everybody from Lauren Boebert to Marjorie Taylor Greene to a whole bunch of Republicans that Democrats despise. They're going to simply use 1980s technology, 1970s or 60s. They'll print out all of the incriminating messages. They're going to compile all of these emails and they'll print out a transcript of the voicemails. And there's a voicemail from Joe to Hunter saying, okay, you're in the clear. I read the New York Times article, which New York Times is an extension of the Democratic Party anyway. Obviously, he's happy about the article. And so Joe is saying, you're in the clear pertaining to business activity, pertaining to flying alongside the vice president to China while Hunter is engaged in a business deal there worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And they impeached Trump for an ellipsis because they had a bunch of smart people come out and say, yes, he pressured another country to investigate Joe when the federal government was investigating Hunter and his business transactions. And there are now 150 suspicious financial and banking transactions linked to Hunter, James, and Joe. And so the question now is not when they impeach Biden, because they will, but which email will be the email most incriminating. There are hundreds of emails. One in particular from an oil and gas company paying Hunter to be on its board of directors, asking Hunter for advice, influence, how he can use his influence on the company's behalf. So he gets that email, and you can correlate that very easily. There's a direct line to, there's not a huge leap of logic here. You have an email with a company asking for a favor. Then you have Joe forcing out a prosecutor that was going to investigate that company. Is that difficult? How is that a huge leap of logic? Okay, it's not. It's a very rational and sober and, easy link to make. Trump throwing his dinner at the wall or trying to commandeer a limousine or being told his supporters were armed doesn't mean that he tried to overthrow democracy. There's no direct line there. There's no leap of the leap of logic is absurd. It's like jumping across the Grand Canyon in terms of apoplectic and absurd leaps of logic. There's no evidence. what happened was he shouldn't have had the demonstrations that day, but it was a demonstration that got out of hand, like every single day that happened in the summer prior, or that summer. Democrats look the other way with $1 to $2 billion in property damage. And again, I agree with the cause of why people were demonstrating that summer. I do agree with the cause, but I don't agree with $1 to $2 billion in property damage. I don't agree with 19 lives lost or 14,000 arrests. There weren't 14,000 arrests that day in January. And there was one unarmed woman who had her life taken. And nobody on the left cares because she supported Trump. And she was engaged in a mostly peaceful, because it was mostly peaceful. If you want to go by the numbers of people there and who committed crimes, then it was mostly peaceful. Just like the way CNN said fiery, but mostly peaceful, with a building in flames behind the journalist, quote unquote journalist. So you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where when Trump lies, it's about crowd size. When Joe Biden lies, it's about helping his son make money. One of the emails, make money to put in his bank account. So when Joe lies and says he didn't know anything Hunter was doing, he knew very well Hunter was making money to put into his bank account, almost certainly. Okay, because one of the emails say, okay, he gives 10% of his money to the big man. So I'm not quoting these emails verbatim, but you can read them from the New York Post. That's why Twitter suspended the New York Post and censored these emails, because it's detrimental to the Democratic Party. That's why they make absurd leaps of logic with Trump, because it's beneficial to the Democratic Party. That's why Trump will always get half the electorate no matter what, because the system, Washington Post, New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, New Yorker, New York Magazine, The Atlantic, Time Magazine, Los Angeles Times, Vanity Fair, Esquire, all of Twitter, all of Hollywood, all the music industry, the entire system. Oh, multinational organizations and alliances, and we don't have to get into the entire system is leveled at Trump. That's why you have Mitt Romney and Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, who just are best friends forever with Nancy Pelosi, and even Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders and Mitt Romney and the Lincoln Project people are on the same political side. Don't think that Bernie Sanders isn't on this, and AOC isn't on the same political side as the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld people, who once opposed marriage equality, by the way, and who pushed for and who unfortunately were successful in advocating and pushing for never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and wars and interventions and regime changes. So you can't, if you're Bernie Sanders, for example, you can't say, well, I oppose these people. No, you don't. You're voting alongside them. You helped them fabricate the absurd hoax that Trump was installed by another country after they went after you. So, and I saw it with my own eyes. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post, not long ago in 2016. I support Trump and DeSantis because I want a great economy. We had record low Black and Latino unemployment, record low unemployment with Trump. We had inflation at little over 2% or so. Gas prices under $3. We had a functioning, growing economy, GDP, real wages were up. What was there not to like about Trump's economy? Were the things, wealth inequality is worse now. Everything's worse now. Real wages have decreased over 3%. Because inflation is cutting into everyone's pocketbook, and it's making wealth inequality worse. It's making crime and homelessness and all these things worse. The life of the average person is worse under this presidency than it was under Trump. But the media and the system and everybody's just apoplectic and hysterical. They impeached Trump the first time because they were so indignant that he would ever want to investigate Joe when the United States government was investigating Hunter. And media we weren't told that. The electorate wasn't told that. And then when we had the chance to find out what really was going on with Hunter's emails, well, nobody wanted to investigate. Now you're going to have impeachment. They're going to impeach Joe Biden. And there will probably be numerous impeachments because they went twice with Trump. They'll go twice with Joe, and they'll have a lot to like. It's not just that you're selling strategic petroleum reserves. Why? Why would you do that? To China also. And by one report, to a company that did business with Hunter. Okay, that's the thing. People are giving Hunter and Bill and Hillary and James and Joe money to get preferential treatment and to get favors and to get U.S. foreign policy implemented in their direction. That's not difficult to understand. Joe forced out a prosecutor. Then there are emails showing, hey, do us a favor. You have emails and then money flow into the foundation. And then, of course, you can't prove anything with Bill and Hillary. What a coincidence. 20% of U.S. uranium capacity that President Obama did not veto. Well, then why do you think that company gave money into the foundation? You think maybe there's a link there? But there is no direct link like that with Trump. With Trump, it's a dossier they purchased, and then the hysteria. And then a demonstration that gets out of hand, and he tried to overthrow the government. It's like they make these absurd leaps of logic with Trump, but they can't make rational correlations with Democrats. Anyway, I want a Hillary Trump 2024 or Hillary Clinton DeSantis 2024. I mean, Hillary Clinton must be just, oh my God, this is like the perfect scenario for her to become nominee. And she will eventually for the Democratic Party. It eventually will happen. Who knows why it didn't happen the other year? Maybe they just wanted somebody like Joe. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. And the impeachment will be based upon these emails, the initial impeachment. Thank you. Oh, and be here for the live stream around 10 p.m. Pacific.